Hello and welcome to Online Learning. My name is Mrs. Daly. I will be your U.S. history teacher for the summer. I want to go over my welcome video, and this is to prevent you from having to do a 30-minute welcome call. It covers all of the important elements that are necessary to start my class. So the first thing is I want to make sure that you do the three things. Okay, you're going to watch this presentation, you're going to answer the 10 questions in the email that I sent you, and then you're going to participate in a welcome call live session. I do have live session appointments available. If you cannot make one of the live session calls, I do ask that you call me during my office hours. I want to go over some of the basic Broward Virtual School rules. The first thing is over the summer, we do have what's called a grace period, and the grace period over the summer is only 14 days. Okay, so that's 14 days, 2 weeks, okay, to decide if you want to continue the course. If you are not doing your work according to the pace chart that I send you, you will be withdrawn from the class. Okay, the summer is a very, very short and very quick pace chart and a very quick session. So if you're not committed to doing the work on time, then I'm just going to go ahead and cut you loose. So please make sure that you're doing your work on time. Academic integrity, please make sure that you are not plagiarizing, you're not using another student's work, you're doing all the work yourself and you're putting it in your own words. If you have any difficulties with this, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. The first offense, you will be given the chance to revise it for 50% of the credit on the assignment. The second or third offense, you'll be given an automatic 0 and possibly administrative intervention with the possible removal from the class. So please make sure that you are not cheating. Please make sure, these are Broward Virtual School rules, but they're also really my rules as well. Read the announcement page, okay? Make sure that you know when I'm available, what's going on, what are some deadlines. Read your email in VSA and within the class. If you may have noticed that there is the Virtual School Administrator, which is the Florida Virtual School site, and then you will have your class, which will have class email as well, okay? Read your texts, follow directions. Please follow directions, okay? That's what I grade on. Read and take notes in the class. Don't just skim through it and think you're going to remember everything. There's a lot of information. And do not skip assignments. That is very important. My expectations, I do expect you to log into your class every day, being present in the class, checking in, even if you're not doing work in the class every day, at least log in, check your email, read the comments I gave you for your feedback for your assignments. I do expect you to read everything. Read everything in the emails I sent you. If you come back to me and say, oh, I didn't know this, or how come, this or that, and I look back and see that you haven't been reading your emails, I won't be very happy about that. So please make sure that you're reading all lines of communication. I expect you to follow the pace chart that I send you in order, and I expect you to call for help. If you're struggling and you need help with something, call me, email me, or text me. Okay, I do have set office hours and I follow them closely. I will not answer the phone if I do not have office hours. Okay, so if you're calling during office hours and for some reason I don't answer, please leave a message. I will get back to you. It's more than likely I'm on the other line with another student doing a DBA. I could have just easily stepped away from my phone for a few minutes, and I do want to stress that I do have kids. My kids are home for the summer. They are not doing summer camp, and so sometimes I do have to attend to a need for them at any given moment. So, but I am available. So if you're calling during office hours and I'm not answering, please leave a message and I will call you right back. You don't have to write these office hours down. They will be on my announcement page. Work and organization. Now, the good thing about online learning is that you can resubmit your work. So if you do an assignment and it doesn't come out to your best of your ability, and I don't give you, an A or whatever the grade that you're looking for, you can revise it, and you can revise your work up to 2 times. So you get a total of 3 submissions. Okay. Exams and quizzes, though, you only get 1 submission. Okay. So make sure you're ready for those. You can resubmit, like I mentioned, you could resubmit work for a better grade only if you did not get an A. So if I do give you a 90 out of 100 because maybe it wasn't as creative or you had some grammar issues or spelling issues, you're not going to turn that back in. An A is an A. Also, Once you move into a new module, anything you got a 0 in can no longer be turned in. Okay, so that's why you have to do your work in order. If I give you a 0 for something, then that's it. It's going to stay a 0 if you've moved past it. So once you will be given a 0 in the gradebook for work that you haven't completed, because it gives you an accurate depiction of what your percentage is in the class. I don't want to give you false hope or false sense of security saying, oh, I have a B in the class. Well, if you have a B in the class, but maybe you didn't do 5 assignments, I'm going to give you those zeros so you'll know that your B just went down to a D or an F. Okay, so make sure that you're doing your work on time. Once we get towards the end of the semester, I do stop taking all late work. So I'll give you a heads up about a week or two before the end of the semester. I'm going to say, okay, no more late work. Okay, so please make sure that you're turning in any late work before you move on to the new module and get everything done in a timely fashion. Please save your work in either PDF or DOC or PowerPoint, no RTF and no pages. Okay, and please take all the pre-tests. This is really important. The pre-tests are there to help you learn what is going to be taking place in the new module. Okay, and there are studies that show that by presenting the new material to the students, you end up actually doing a little bit better in the work in the future. Okay, a pace chart. I probably have mentioned this earlier. The pace chart's like your schedule for the class. Okay, you will be given a pace chart when you start the class. It outlines what assignments you have to do each week. So for example, you have here your due dates. Okay, so it'll show you when your assignments are due, what week number you're in, and all of your assignments are going to be here. Okay, of course, all the other information is important, office hours, phone numbers, etc., etc. Okay, so oftentimes what you see on the pace chart can be all of the lessons and the assignments, or just the assignments. It just depends. Oops, sorry. You can work ahead. So because it's the summertime and some of you are going to be taking both semesters in one summer, if I give you a pace chart and you want to work faster to complete both semesters in the summer, then please work faster than the pace chart. And I will specifically go over that information with you individually when we do the welcome call. Okay. DBAs, if you've taken an online class before, you should know what a DBA is. It's a discussion-based assessment, kind of like an oral quiz, which means that you're going to make an appointment. You are going to study before you call for that appointment, and I'm going to ask you questions. So when you call for your appointment, I'm going to ask you questions about information that you learned in that module. So that's why it's important to study, take notes, and be ready. Okay. It is your responsibility to call me when it is due. Okay. So if you make an appointment, let's say Thursday at 12 o'clock, it's your responsibility to call me Thursday at 12 o'clock. Okay. So these are all the key things that I just talked about. If you skip it for more than 2 weeks without completing it, you will be suspended from the class. So please make sure that you are doing them on time. You will need a password for the module exam that comes immediately after the DBA, and you're only going to receive that when you call for the DBA. And then I do create my schedule new every week. This is really important for you to understand that every week I create a new schedule. Again, this is summertime and I'm going to be adjusting my schedule week to week based on what's going on. Okay, so I don't work on the weekends. So if you haven't scheduled your DBA for that week by Friday, now you're going to have to wait till the following week when I schedule new hours. Okay, I typically post them every Sunday night. Okay, more important information on the next slide here. What you're going to do for the DBAs, I'm going to create a 3-2-1 chart for you, and I'm going to be posting it on my announcement page. Okay, the 3-2-1 chart you will need to complete before you call. Don't turn it in yet. Okay, you're going to turn it in after you complete the DBA. You're going to self-assess yourself according to the self-assessment scale. I'm going to show you what that looks like here in a moment. And then you're going to call and complete your DBA, okay, schedule it, and then the scheduler's on my announcement page as well, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And then you're going to, at the end, you're going to turn in your self-assessment score, your 3-2-1 chart, a paragraph summary of our conversation. Everything will be on the document that will be found at the top of my announcement page. Excuse me. Learning scale. Okay, this is the self-assessment scale I was referring to in the last slide. It's going to be based on 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you call, I'll be like, how do you assess yourself, or what's your self-assessment score? Are you a 1, 2, 3, or 4? 4 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. You should at least be a 4 or a 3. If you're a 1 or 2, you shouldn't be calling. Okay, so this is what you're gonna kind of gauge what you know before you call based on this schedule or that assessment scale. This is what my announcement page looks like. This is just a general thing. Obviously, it was done, back a long time ago, if you look at the date. But you have here, use the drop-down menu to find the self-assessment scale in 3-2-1 chart. There's going to be the drop-down menu here. You're going to have your schedule for your DBA. You can click here for that. I think we took this off because I'm not sure we're offering the free version of Microsoft Office anymore. So I'm sorry, I don't think that that's available anymore. But this is what my announcement page looks like. Here's my hours of availability. The DBA hours are going to be listed down here. Any reminders, my telephone number, and any other weekly updates. Okay, I'm almost done. Flash appointments, how to schedule DBA. It's very simple. So when you click on the little link that says click here to schedule your DBA, you're going to pick the date that you want to do. You're going to select the service, which is DBA. You're going to select the time that you want. You're going to put in your information. You're going to hit confirm. The information is important for me just to know who's scheduling their appointment. Okay, but again, it is your responsibility to call me. Collaboration is mandatory. Okay, you must complete it to complete the class, or you can take a 0 for it. I want to make sure I emphasize that. DBAs, you have to complete. You cannot take a 0. Collaboration, they're mandatory, but you can take a 0 for them if you choose to do so. The assignment with directions will be emailed to you within 1 to 2 weeks of the class, but I'll also be placing it in my little drop-down menu on my announcement page. It is not due until the end of the class, but can be turned in at any time. And it is encouraged that you do this with a classmate. If you cannot find a classmate to work with online, then please see me for other options. One major option is just doing it with a parent or guardian. Okay, and we'll talk more about that if you run into that issue. Okay, but in the directions, I'll explain how you can do it with a partner. Okay, so all of the directions will be explained. So let's review really quick. I only have a few more minutes that I want to use up here. Schedule your DBA the week it is due. Get it scheduled Monday. Please do not wait until Thursday or Friday to schedule your DBA for the week. They will be all taken. I promise you. Okay, so if you see on your page chart that you have a DBA that week, get it scheduled immediately. Okay, even if it's not until Thursday, that's fine. Just get it scheduled. Zeros will be placed in all assignments behind pace. Truant behavior, meaning if you're constantly behind pace, I'm going to take off 10 percentage points. You cannot go back to a previous module to submit work if you moved into a new module and you received a 0 for that assignment. Again, you can submit assignments up to 3 times. So after you submit it once, you can revise it 2 more times to get a better grade. You can only take exam or quizzes 1 time. If you submit your work without attaching an assignment, a 0 will be given, and that will count as one of your submissions. Please submit work in PDF, DOC, DOCX, or PowerPoint. You'll be withdrawn during the grace period after the first 14 days if you fall behind pace or have a failing grade. Check the office hours in the course announcement page before calling. Make sure you leave a message if I don't answer. Do not type or submit work in the student comment section. It must be added as an attachment. And make sure you follow the page chart that I send you only. Okay, so that's basically it in a nutshell. If I spoke too quickly, please make sure that you go back and review this video and answer the 10 questions. If you run into any problems, let me know. I do look forward to having you in my class. Let's have a great summer. Stay on pace, do your work on time, and any questions you have, please let me know. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to getting back your 10 questions and talking to you for the welcome call. Bye.